Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. We are making some actual progress on our faction quest here. We have to get to 46 influence per turn. We are at 22 already. We're probably going to have to actually pick up some influence technology for this to work out. But I've decided I want to pick up efficient shielding and get us access to basic warships before we go pursuing that, because I just want to be ready. At some point, people are going to be able to see through our cloaking, right? We're going to research upgrades to our cloaking, of course, but we know that it's not a thing that's going to last us forever. When people do figure out where we are, I'd like to already have a reasonable defense fleet. And by people, I probably honestly don't even mean other players, so much as I mean the pirates. I think that's going to be our first problem. Alright, so you guys are just hanging out there while you regenerate probes, and with that, I think we are ready to move on to the next turn. I think that sound was something happening in our hack. Okay. Yep, stuff's moving around. We still don't really know about the consequences of being traced. Nobody has yet, called us up to yell at us or anything. But so far, the only people who have traced our hacks have been neutral minor factions. And it's possible that they just don't do anything, right, when they catch you hacking. Alright, so this planet has a dense atmosphere, and also our ship has 5 XP. Alright, let's just fly out to here, and then we'll figure out what's down this way. We have reason to believe players, which is not my favorite thing to hear about. Alright, what was your quest? Ah yeah, level 5 or higher hero. Our guy's level 4 now, right? Okay. I mean, he's gonna get high enough level to be able to accomplish that quest. We could also get access to the marketplace and buy ourselves another hero, but he'll be low level when we get him. Probably, what's his name, Facile Staccato? Alright, this is all I want. Here. Yeah, probably Facile Staccato is the hero we're going to want to use to do this. It's just going to be a little while longer before he can. Alright. We've taken the sovereignty of the Kalmat on Columba, which means we can get their quest. It might seem quaint or even childish to you, but the Kalmat hold a deep belief that a great catastrophe is soon to wreak havoc on their homeworld. The nature of this coming catastrophe is unclear, and they refuse to enter into any dialogue as to its origin. What they ask from you is to give them adequate engineering expertise so they might survive the catastrophe in vast subterranean halls that they want to build. It seems doubtful there is any impending catastrophe, no sign of asteroid collision, environmental collapse, or any other extinction-level event. Providing them with the necessary knowledge to construct shelters, however, is a small price to pay for their allegiance. So generate 205 science per turn in one of your systems before 14 turns have passed. We can probably do that. 309 Empire-wide science. How much of that is in this system? Ah, okay, only 155. Well, magnetic field generators are not actually going to be super good here, so we're probably going to have to research a science thing to build. That said, we can absolutely do that. So like I said, over here, when we picked up eukaryotic sap, this is a really good tech, in part because it is a facilitating tech for wave function control, which gives you the plus 25% science building, and graviton research, which just gives you a huge amount of flat science. Obviously, these buildings are both great, and they work really, really well together. So maybe that should be our next direction, try to get one of those up, push our science in our home system up to 200. Graviton research would get us close. I mean, we build them both, we're definitely way over. We also would gain the ability to colonize ice or Arctic worlds, and we'd get access to some new hacking stuff. We can... Okay, lockdown doesn't seem super relevant to our current position. Change the target or path of a hacking operation. Okay, so we can catch one of our already dispatched hacking operations and turn it. Lowered bandwidth cost on our stuff. Okay. None of these hacking programs that we have access to for these particular techs seem great. Let's go after the big flat science boost. I guess I do also want to get extra influence output, because we do want to get our faction quest rolling. We have to get quite a bit of extra faction, or of extra influence output, though. The spin project is not going to be enough. So where's the first building that like really gives a bunch? Well, obviously the culture center would solve the problem. I suppose we could hold off on this tech for a moment. Grab something else in this tier to unlock this tier, and then get our culture center. I don't think xenobiology is terribly good for us. Adaptive bureaucracies could be okay. Like, we will probably eventually want hyperpacks because being able to engage in advanced diplomacy with other players is good. And since we'll want that, we'll want the facilitating tech, but we could also just grab botanical scanning, which is a fair amount of food. And it's not really that much for us, though, in our current position. Let's take adaptive bureaucracies. Apparently, our research rate is pretty good, such that that will not take almost any time at all. Alright, hey, here's a question. Do we have a way of searching... Nope, we do not, in fact, have a way of searching anomalies that are just on a sanctuary. Well, we'll send a ship over there and reveal the non-quest anomaly. We know we can't do that quest one yet. And I think I'm going to build ourselves a... We'll start working anyway on an intergalactic supermarket. Or maybe I should get ships. We should probably have some ships up. So let's have a look at our ship designs. We have two types of ships available to us now. The Slash and the Note. Slash ships focus fire together effectively. This is just sort of a standard like attacker class thing. And they get a 10% damage bonus on all weapons. While these ships play more of a defensive role. They get extra plating and shielding, and they sort of taunt enemy ships to fire at them first. Let's start with the Slash. Sorry, no, I don't want to create a new ship design. I want to edit this one. So, we have one defensive mod here. As you can see, each slot on the ship has a type. Some of them have multiple types. But no, we only get one defensive module. Well, we can get 80 health and 10 projectile defense, or 540 shielding, and 45 health and 114 energy defense. I kind of like that. This extra shielding module that we found seems very powerful. It does have like 2.5 times the cost of the shielding one. You can see the cost of that ship is a little bit more expensive. And then as far as weapons go, we have these basic high-eye slugs, which are projectile weapons. There's a lot of different types of weapons and defenses in the game. Do we want to stick with projectile weapons? These things want you to get up close to your enemy. I like projectile weapons a lot because they naturally fight one of the other weapon types. Torpedoes do not do well against bullets because you can use like a flak effect and just shoot the torpedoes down. I think this is maybe how we'll just leave the ship. We could throw in better warp drives, but these engines are made out of Hyperium. We could also throw on an energy damage booster or a titanium damage booster, both of which we have access to because we found the designs in ruins. I mean, as much as I like the titanium enhancer, since we're on projectile weapons here, we do not have a lot of titanium. We don't have the ability to mine the titanium at all. We gotta fix that. So we could just go to energy weapons instead and then run a Hyperium intensifier, but you know, I'm just gonna leave it as it is for right now. Let's not make this thing too expensive. I'm down with the good shielding, but we can probably stop there. So actually, I'll feel a little bit better if we have a little bit of an army here. Yeah, we handled that. You guys are now paying us even more. These hack noises are getting louder and more insistent. So, show me Circini. Ah, yes, okay. Let's see. We can sabotage the pirate supplies to increase the amount of time before the next fleet and make it weaker. We can falsify some logs to improve our relations with the pirates. We can lower the cost of doing diplomacy with them. Or we can hack their auto-droids and steal some of their resources. Every pirate leaves much of the literally heavy lifting of plunder to automated machines, which gives a perfect opportunity to easily steal from them. I gotta be honest with you, I do like that. I don't even know what this would refer to. Is it just going to give us dust, or do they have other stuff? It is kind of an interesting idea to just try to be friends with them. It's not something I have found worth doing in the game prior to this point. Now let's steal some of their stuff, because I'm curious exactly what it will steal. We stole 10 Jadonics from them. I think that's Jadonics. Yes, it is. And now there is enough Jadonics on the market for us to run the booster. We wouldn't even have to buy it all out. But I think we're going to stick to our guns on the Red Sang thing. We will buy the rest of our Red Sang booster next turn. Okay, so a couple things now. First of all, we can get Xenoanthropology, which does give us a relatively cheap system improvement that boosts approval, or that boosts influence, but I'm going to go all the way. We're going to get this culture center going. That is going to take a minute to research. The other thing is that unlocking this tier of this tree has given us another law slot. So, I don't know that there's another law we actually want to be running right now. I don't think so. I think we're good on approval. I don't want to mess with it, because we're only just barely devoted. But I want to stay devoted. So yeah, I guess we're just going to have a law slot that sits empty for now. That happens sometimes. You know, it's not always beneficial to run a law. Alright, what have we here? Okay, an adamantium deposit. Potentially useful. Alright, let's head over here and explore this constellation. How many constellations do we have to explore for... Didn't we have a quest? Yeah, we have so many quests. Didn't we have a quest to explore stuff off of our continent? Or off of our constellation, rather? Yes, this. Okay. Dude is on his way over there to accomplish that. Oh, right. I'm spawning ships at the sanctuary point. Do I want to do that? Is that where I want these? You know, our pirate ships are probably not... Our capital is probably not in danger from pirate ships. This is actually fine. This puts them closer to the action, because we might go over there and attack the pirates instead, right? Oh, yeah, I should definitely be running hacking operations. So... see, we can start stuff from Takim now. What do we want to do? We're already running a sanctuary operation out to there. We could try to hack Horatio. I'm not really sure what it would mean for our stuff to get traced, given that the other players aren't aware of our presence yet. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Let's hack Horatio. Just because I'm curious. Hacking a faction's primary system will let you disrupt their entire empire. Or we could just we could hack Echius to install a backdoor. Actually, I really like that. I think that's a good preparatory move. Your operation is passing through one or more of your backdoors, so if a trace reaches the system they're on, you'll be detected and might be destroyed by defensive programs afterward. Let's find out, I guess. Okay, what looked like a huge asteroid approaching one of your system's stars turned out to be a fragment of an ancient planet that burst ages ago. What makes it different are the remains of strange alien structures on it. What will you do before the planetary fragment flames into the sun? Well, we don't actually need approval right now. 10% research rate is pretty good, but we're in a place where we're trying to generate extra influence. And I mean, dust is good. I know we still don't really have a great use for dust, but it's good to accumulate it because we will get use for it. Or we could just take a random tech. We're early enough in the game that we're sort of in a place where all the techs are good. Obviously, there's some I would prefer, but I wouldn't be upset to get pretty much anything at this point. So I think I'm going to go for this. We're going to roll the dice a little bit and hope to get lucky. We received one random tech. I do wish that this told you which tech it gave you. Let's see. What had we not researched? Nope, we had definitely researched both of those. Oh, it gave me this. Machine bacteria. So we gained the ability to colonize step worlds and a couple of improved probe modules for our ships. Honestly, that was a pretty bad pull. That was one of the less useful techs we could have gotten. Okay, well, we have discovered the Vodyani and their home planet Chinumi. The home planet of the Vodyani was a poor yet temperate world, and the fragility of its environment meant it was soon depleted. As a result, the Vodyani were driven into space by necessity, and already have a long history as a ship-bound people. Though their civilization is now tied to their arcs, their planet of origin remains a powerful symbol, both as a lesson in ecology and as a memory of the weak and grotesque forms they had before the virtual technology allowed them to evolve beyond that. Alright, so that counts as 1, right? Yep, 1 of 4. I guess we could just put these guys to sleep. I don't really need to, I don't need to look over here every turn. I think you've got it. You got it under control there, just sitting and waiting. It's really all I can ask of you. Ratio's heading his scout ships over here as well. I don't care for that. Ours are still a lot faster, though. Alright, so we're producing population. Hey, here's a question. Do I actually want to keep the sanctuary link open? I kind of want to keep getting population over here. What do we get out of Takim being powerful? This planet is producing all of these resources, which... Are these just going back to the main system? Because, like, food here would have no meaning at all, right? So I assume that all of the resources are just feeding back into 3C75. Yep, 16.8 from sanctuaries, because Izar is producing 4. Yeah, okay, so we're just feeding all the resources back into the homeworld. Which means that if we weren't in a position where we're mostly just, like, playing around with the hacking system, it probably would be right to really focus on making sure we get as many sanctuaries as possible. Although, if we end up with too many, it will start to affect our approval. Well, the correct balance for that is probably just get as many as you can, right? I wonder if it's planets on which you have a sanctuary or systems in which you have planets where you have a sanctuary. Okay, we have arrived. Not that we need the extra approval here, but we may as well check these out. So we've discovered some more red zang, what a big surprise. And some more adamantium. And the atmosphere of this planet has a strange psychotropic effect. When inhaled, the sweet vapor seems to allow the subject to see exactly 4 seconds into the future. Perhaps a concentrated dose might do even more. Be careful, please, not to overdose on the future. It's done some terrible things to people. Alright, let's actually get this thing done. So we have 46 red sang now. Turns out, apparently there's only exactly 4 on the market, but that's fine. That's good enough. Get our 50 red sang in here. So, now that we've set up our system development, we can build it in any one of our systems. Get a whole bunch of extra food here. And then I guess it probably makes sense to be funneling population into the system where we are producing the most food, right? So, keeping the sanctuary link going until we fill up that planet probably is the smart thing to do. We're just going to merge all these guys together into one fleet. And you don't actually have any move left. I don't think I want to throw out a bunch of probes. I want to use those probes for stuff. So I think with that, we are done. Alright, now we have a fleet. It's maybe not the most effective fleet, but your hacking operation has been traced back and was forcefully cancelled. You will suffer penalties on your system. Oh no. The first haunting echo has detected an enemy and is ready for action. Did we? Did we detect an enemy? Maybe we detected the hacking failure, maybe? Well, I mean, just continue sleeping. Okay, so this thing came to an end, and we found a technology. We got botanical scanning. See, this one just tells you what you got. I really appreciate that. Botanical scanning is this thing that we were thinking about researching anyway. So, fine, not great. Okay, I am going to come down here and just drop a bunch of probes into Megrez. Wow, they have a lot of anomalies here. Or curiosities, rather. Okay, so we found 3 resource deposits, transvine, dust-siduous trees, and antimatter. We also discovered 4 systems outside of our constellation. As reports of new systems and their contents come in, other reports arrive as well. It seems that heroes are departing the Academy on individual missions, not at Isyander's request. This independence is unusual, though it is not a full rebellion. At least, not yet. We got ourselves the scavenged ram scoop, which seems like a fine support module. We could redesign our ships to take advantage of it, I guess. I don't know that I care that much. Like, I don't want to pay retrofit costs on our stuff. So those are the pirate vessels, or the neutral faction vessels from our assimilation. What other minor civilization quests did we have? Ah, yes, we still have to actually get to the Zakor system to do this. Still trying to level up for that one. Okay. So not a huge amount, then, of useful minor faction quests. Nothing that we're going to be able to get a payout of anytime soon. A payout out of. Alright, apparently people have unlocked a total of 17 technologies from the military quadrant. We did not contribute at all. But everybody gets the behemoth-related technologies unlocked. Seems that after centuries of study, Isyander is finally coming close to unlocking key mysteries in the history of the Lost. This close to his goal, he has become distracted and vague. He has time for little else than his lifelong obsession. Submitting to his obsession, however, has left his organization adrift and unguided. The result is that some heroes no longer feel the need to obey his orders, while others simply forget to ask his permission. Forget should maybe be in quotation marks there. As the mystery of the turmoil is resolved, that of the unclaimed places becomes clearer as well. You have learned that some of the hero fraternities view the unique planets as anybody's treasure. First come, first served. Beneath the serenity of the Great Void, a race is heading up to discover and exploit the enormous riches and power that these planets represent. Some view them as resources to be strip-mined, while others view them as historical sites to be studied. Which one are you? Well, apparently, I cannot do this because I am not a Sophon or a Vaulter. So if there are riches to be had, it is best to keep them out of the hands of powerful splinter factions of the Academy. We will need to use some colonization technologies to colonize or create an outpost on 2 unique planets in less than 30 turns. I think we can do that. If we do it, we will receive a hero. I don't know that we, need a hero right now, but I'm certainly not going to turn one down. So we found one unique planet. We're already establishing a sanctuary on it. Discovered the Vault of Governance. Plus 50% experience gains on Governor Heroes. Hey, that is actually a pretty cool unique improvement. We should probably build that. Easy, it doesn't even take that long. Alright, so we're still shunting population off through the Sanctuary link. We have discovered over here a new miner faction. Unfortunately, we are not the first to meet them. Gamer Spirit. Culture of sports and gaming has led to a stubborn streak, and they won't give in easily. Huh. Diplomatic pressure has less effect on them. That's an interesting trait. So we haven't had to talk about diplomatic pressure at all, but basically, with every other player you know, you have some amount of diplomatic pressure. You can see here our pressure trend with Horatio is minus 0.4 because his score is higher than ours is, which is to be expected. He's an endless AI. He's receiving a bunch of free resources and stuff. His score should be pretty good. If you manage to push the diplomatic pressure bar far enough toward your opponent, you can start to make diplomatic demands of them, that they disobey at their peril. So it would be nice to get our pressure up against him. I don't know that there's a lot we can do about it, frankly. At least not right now. You found 20 Transvine, and your crew follows a mysterious electromagnetic ping all the way to its source, a half-buried control center in the overgrown ruins of one of the system's planets. A quick raid of the surprisingly modern computer system reveals a detailed map of the constellation, including a few systems in unexpected places. So, we've revealed all of the hidden nodes that are just hanging out near the system. Turns out, not a lot of new information there. We had already done a pretty good job of this. We did not know about this collapsing star over here. But I think that's actually it. The only one we didn't know about. Right. There's still one anomaly here. Yeah, alright. Or curiosity, rather. We'll hang out and make sure it gets explored. Gotta be a little bit thorough. You know, we're far enough away from everything else that we know about that this might be an okay time to send out some probes. And you can go this way. Right, I keep forgetting to assign my hacks. So we had a hack broken. What do I want to do here? How do we get through systems like this? Like, how do we avoid our hacking operations being detected? We can just hack our way over to there. Oh, also, hold on a second. The operation that got canceled was my attempt to get an outpost to here, wasn't it? Thing is, I really want that. I don't suppose there's any way I can, like, exhibit any kind of control. I go like... Okay, no, I can't actually just draw a route. But it doesn't want to run straight from Omdor to this. Like, I'd be fine with this taking a long time. None of the modifier keys will make it just go straight there. That's a shame. I would love to not actually go through Horatio's territory while doing this. Alright, well, apparently I don't actually have a choice, so hold on, let me straighten the route back out here. Although it looks like it didn't actually change the number of turns. I'm just going to go straight forward again. You can maybe be a little bit hopeful here, but I don't think I actually have a way of negating the ability for people to trace my hacks yet, at least. Alright, so this thing has come to an end. We have an 80% chance to discover something. We've discovered plus 10 dust on systems on Empire. This is the unthinkable. In a factory still running, a dust duplicator. Sadly, the original motes of some special sort of dust are long gone. The blueprints and settings should allow you a few profitable years. Also, a brilliant inventor from the 3C75 system has created a wondrous piece of technology. A neural device that allows one to temporarily control the thoughts and actions of another. Unfortunately, the inventor only created one, and he apparently passed away shortly after testing it. There's a bit of hullabaloo over what to do with the device now. This is kind of a weird dilemma for us. Obviously, The flavor text is a little bit more sensible here for other factions. We already sort of have the ability to control the thoughts and actions of another. But we can destroy it for approval, or we can confiscate it for experience gains on our governor. Double experience for 15 turns is an awful lot. And we're still above devoted, so like the approval bonus is nothing at all. I try to be pretty careful about taking on sources of militarist political ideology, but I think we can probably afford to take this now. It could be a mistake, but it's probably not. It's probably not going to be a big deal. Alright, what have we discovered? 5 more XP. We've discovered the home planet of the United Empire. We're getting a lot of good information over here, at least. Sanctuary is filling up quickly and then sending all that food back to the homeworld, and so continuing to grow quickly. Alright, buyouts are extremely not feasible here. Yeah, we're producing citizens at what I think is a pretty reasonable pace. How's our lord coming along? Okay, he's almost level 5. I don't know for sure whether there are going to be consequences to the hero searching that we're going to do for this quest or not. It could be the case that we're going to spawn enemies when we search the curiosities. Alright, the first haunting echo has detected an enemy. There's probably just pirates flying through the system that are gone by the time I get back over here. Well, that's fine. So, no big surprise here. It seems like they've... nope, never mind. I was going to say, it seems like they've really taken care of the curiosities on their systems. But it just hadn't had a chance to flash yet. Okay, 20 Hyperium. That is not great loot. We've hit a population collection bonus. Alright. Each faction in your empire, each type of population you have in your empire, will give you bonuses for reaching certain thresholds of it. So now that we have 10 total Umbral Choir guys in our empire, we're getting plus pacifist political ideology. At 20 of these guys, we get plus 1 influence per allocated bandwidth point on empire, and also 15 max bandwidth, which is handy. And at 50 Umbral Choir dudes, we'll get plus 15% hacking speed. Those seem like reasonably good bonuses. Alright, so you are stuck for the moment. Yeah, it's nice to have Sanctuary on a high food world. Alright. So interspecies HR is 1 turn away from completion. I'm just going to go ahead and queue up the Culture Center. And this is a lot of build time we're talking about here. Uvians are friendly now. Just keep going, right? We've discovered the Kalgaros with one of our other ships. Weird. What a weird little cluster of minor factions. Well, they currently have no ally. They have luxurious... Oh, sorry. They are luxurious livers, not they have luxurious livers. Well, I gotta say, this is not a trait that exactly blows my mind. I don't think it's necessarily important to assimilate these guys. Although, obviously, free sanctuaries are cool. Yeah, alright, let's throw a couple of praises on them so they hit 60. We'll at least be able to get their quest in 9 turns. And then, do we want to... Well, I guess we can explore something here. Looks like there is a curiosity that needs looked at. Okay, star charts. We are having a really good run of nodes that reveal other stuff. Ah, so over here we met The Ambler. They have industry contacts. Reduction in buyout costs for stuff. That's not a useless trait. There's some value there. They do already have a friend in an unknown empire. That's interesting. Who else has been down here for long enough to have made something like that happen? I mean, there could very well just be a player somewhere down here, right? Alright, so now that we have this, we could research the behemoth blueprints. These ships can become some pretty interesting stuff. You can specialize behemoths to, like, be support colony structures for your systems, or science creators, in addition to, obviously, the ability to use them as giant warships, which I think is probably what everybody assumes they are all about. So it can be cool to have one. However, I think we probably ought to prioritize xenolinguistics because of the titanium refining, but also because now that we actually have sanctuaries, these buildings that also provide their benefit to sanctuaries but are kind of terrible in our home system become way more reasonable. We're definitely going to want some industrial refrains here. Alright. Does seem like the turns are just flying by. It's a shame these are so expensive. Even with all this dust, we're probably not going to be able to buy any significant time off of this. It will certainly solve some of our problems, though. So you will suffer penalties on your system. Doesn't look like we're taking any penalties right now. So we're not going to be able to get a hack through. This is something we're going to have to figure out. Because continuing to run hacks is pretty valuable. We could just try to backdoor every system on our way over there, which may or may not help. Oh, the first Horatio have stolen the sovereignty of these factions. Really? We had quite a bit of favor with the Jane. I'm surprised that he was able to snatch them away like that. Well, we still have the quest. If we complete the quest, they will still become assimilated into our empire. And, as I say that, our lord hits level 5. So, that quest. Search all quest curiosities on the indicated planets in Izar and Kerr. Well, I think what we're going to do here is just assign our hero to this fleet. I want him to go with some combat ships, just in case the thing gets spawned. This fleet is busy. Okay, stop sleeping. There we go. Wait, does our hero... He does not have probes on his ship, does he? That's right, I put engines in all those support slots. Well, we could equip him with one of these fancy probe modules. This one gives 2 vision range, 2 probe stock, and a probe cooldown of 1 turn. This gives you 3 and 3 with a probe cooldown of 2 turns. This is probably generally better. Okay, now we can go and search this thing. Or at least in a couple of turns when my probes have generated. The galactic census is coming up, and although you have greater worries on your mind, you remember what one of your wisest advisors once said, that a great leader is often judged not by his actions, but by the statistics he leaves behind. Perhaps it is worth investing a little bit of effort to leave your mark on history, as the databases will remember it. Again, there's a lot of flavor text for these non-faction quests and events and stuff. Don't really work with our faction, because, like, my wisest advisors are just other parts of my own mind, right? Split off into a separate physical form, potentially, but also maybe not. Just kind of a weird little bit of kludge with our actual fiction. So, we can try to possess at least 2 ships of at least 108 offensive power within 20 turns to get a whole bunch of Hyperium we don't need. Or we can, in less than 20 turns, generate 122 industry in one of your systems for some dust. Or stockpile 2,701 dust in your empire to get some dust. You know, we're right on the cusp of 2,701. This is very easy to do. We don't have to put forth any extra effort at all here. That's just a quest that will complete by itself and give us stuff when it does. Subterranean quest. Oh, right. This is that system. So we found 50 influence, and we also completed this. The Diuvian pilgrims are returned to their people possessing a deep spiritual connection with the cosmos. They vow to carry the flame through the generations, and are deeply thankful for the part you played. So we have grabbed ourselves another sanctuary over here on Megrez now. And we're just gonna... Subterranean, ruins, atmospheric, and ruins. Let's start with the ruins. Ruins are a little bit more likely to have loot in them. Yeah, sure, like that. Stim City. +5 approval per luxury deposit on system. Not super relevant to our home situation. You know what? No. Get back to stealthing. Stealth and sleep. You are just waiting. We need to figure out what we want to research next. I think I want to get back to working on science. We only have 4 turns left on this quest. I'm not too worried about this, honestly. We only get to take over a limited number of sanctuary systems. These guys give bandwidth, which is cool. There's also a chance Horatio's just going to steal them from us. That said, we might hit 100 relations with them pretty soon here. Now, I have heard that it is no longer the case that you can just purchase a faction's allegiance when you hit 100 relationship with them. And I'm almost certain that it was never the case that you could purchase their relationship when you had... you could purchase their allegiance when you had 100 relationship with them if you weren't their ally, if you weren't their suzerain. So it's possible that Horatio has more than 100 favor with them and would lock us out of being able to purchase them anyway. So basically what I'm saying is I'm not going to spend any influence trying to rush this number up to 100. I got a little distracted from building science, or researching and then building science buildings, but I think we're making important stuff over here. Let's actually throw wave function control into the tech queue as well. We know we want them both. We may as well just head there right now. We got ourselves another sanctuary. Oh, apparently we just got there. Clearly proud, the combat leads you around the vast underground complex. Huge artificial arches support ceilings of natural stone, while minerals glitter in the rock. Combat individuals come up and thank you profusely. You feel good that these people will soon be a part of your empire. Did our capital really just get to 200 on its own? Yeah, it sure did, even without us building any of these fancy new science buildings. Is it... We're not really producing a lot of science here. Oh, we are bringing in 54 over here, though. +30 from interstitial sciences. Oh, right, yeah, the science building, because this planet is both temperate and fertile. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's get this quest thing done here. So even if this does spawn an enemy fleet, I think we can probably handle them. Found 20 titanium, and also a different quest. The expedition made landfall days ago, but nothing has been heard since they entered a region of mild seismic activity on the second day. Electromagnetic analysis of the region suggests that their communication equipment should still be functional, so lack of contact is unlikely to have a technical cause. What should you do? Stay loyal to the missing team and send another party down to investigate, or keep everyone aboard and not expose them to unknown risks. You have a bad feeling about this. You owe the expedition team your loyalty, after all, who will serve you in the future if they think you will abandon them at the first sign of danger. Your scientific council, however, has advised you that the action is not without risk. They estimate a 20% chance of the entire fleet undertaking the search being lost. So we could search the Curiosity on this planet and feed it 10 Hyperium in order to get some unknown consequences, but what I'm going to do instead is leave. And we're just going to head over to Izar and get that search on. Apparently I briefly detected an enemy. I'm assuming it's talking about Horatio over here. Which is fair enough. He is sort of an enemy. You know what? These guys on Wrath could certainly use some of their curiosities explored. And we have a thing. A distant stellar giant about 80 times the size of an average star has just gone supernova. Capitalizing on the media attention drawn by the event, a pacifist group within your empire has launched a campaign to bring home the fleets that were monitoring the event rather than leave them on patrol. 20 approval in your empire. Okay, this does not matter very much. And also, our pacifist political ideology was already as high as it's going to get. So, that's got us on 5 of our 6 cap star systems and sanctuaries. It is probably going to be a good idea for us to expand that number soon. So the way we do that is by researching techs in this quadrant, such as this thing here, which could give us Culture Unshock. Also, that Elevation of the Integrated is definitely a faction-unique building. That seems very good. Xenoanthropology over here will give us +1 system before triggering expansion disapproval. And it does give us the National Museum as well. This might be worth researching in the near future. Obviously, we have some science stuff to figure out first. Right, another adamantium deposit. We sure have collected a lot of free adamantium. So who is this? Is this United Empire? Yes, it is. Okay. 150 Empire Dust. Fine, I guess. You know, I mean, it's a reward, right? How much can I complain? The answer is more than you would expect. What do you mean you gave me free stuff, but it wasn't my most ideal free stuff? Okay, so Horatio has got a fleet over here that's a little bit scary. This chamber ship here is a medium. Notice 977 attack, 263 defense. Compare that to, like, my ships over here, 10778. Medium ships are a big jump up in combat capability. I am worried. I am worried about this fleet. Let's just be invisible and hope that he doesn't catch on. Although I guess I don't know that he necessarily could do anything about it at this point. Oh yeah, I do need to run a new hacking operation, don't I? Well, what's a good alternate goal here? You know what I should do? I should try to explore this way. We might be able to bridge our hacking operations in from Takim, like, over to here through open space and have an easier time making it to you know, places over here in general. It looks like our hacking operation to Elma is the one that got stopped that time. We also could... Do I have to send another operation to Izar 2 if I want to grab it? It looks like I probably do. Well, let's do that then, right? What I want this, and this, then to do this. Yeah, okay, that seems to be the right way to go about this. It's a little strange that you can't just create a sanctuary on a planet in a system from your other sanctuary in that system. But I guess we don't develop hack out here. We have to import the hack from home. Alright, I hate to do this. I do have to probably cut today's episode just a little bit short here. This will be the last turn for this one. Did not budget my time quite as well as I would have hoped. Alright, so we've got our Vault of Governance up. Our hero should level up pretty quickly now. I mean, once we get him back over here. Right about when he hits Izar is going to be... Oh no, actually, we're going to have a fair amount of assignment cooldown left over. Alright, well, he'll just fly around and get into wacky space adventures until his cooldown is back up, and we can put him back home comfortably, I guess. I don't know, he can be part of the forces that go to fight pirates or something. That'll be worth some XP. Ooh, hello. This right here is a military behemoth. I mean, nothing for it. It's not actually a threat to me, right? They can't see me. So we have 3 probes. I'm not sure if I actually want to explore the curiosities that are on their already colonized world. That's sort of just giving them free stuff. So earn science based on destroyed ships. Destroyed enemy ships. That's a pretty reasonable battle tactic. And also 20 Hyperium that we really don't need. So do I want to do this? We can explore one right now and then get the other one the next turn. It's probably going to just lead to them getting stuff for free, though. And these 2 curiosity types are really likely to just be resource anomalies. So you know what? I'm going to bounce without identifying those for him. He can figure it out himself. Alright, we're going to remain stealthed over here because I am afraid. Alright, so the plan, the next couple of episodes here, or the next couple of turns, is finally get enough influence to get this going. You may notice it says 3 now. It looks like it's gone down. That's because it's counting our net approval. If we were to cancel one of our laws, currently paying 11, we can jump this back up to 14. Obviously, I don't think that's worth doing. We're going to just focus on getting the culture center done. So every turn, about 2.6k is going to come off of this, which means currently we don't have enough dust to buy even 1 turn off of that. Buying turns off of unique improvements is tough. They're very expensive. Well, okay, so we'll just finish building that the old-fashioned way. We'll move our faction quest forward. We'll go fight this pirate base, maybe? With 4 ships plus a hero at their back, honestly, we might be able to take them, and there's some pretty good loot in taking over pirate bases. Anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we do all that stuff I just said. And we'll see you then.